Thanks for that, Kristen. And as we mentioned, the CDC has relaxed some social distancing guidelines for at least younger kids, recommending the desks can be put 3 feet instead of 6 feet apart. But parents of kids of all ages, of course, have a lot of questions over what's going to be happening over the next couple months. Here to help us break down some of the changes is healthcare attorney Harry Nelson. Harry, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's get right into it and take a look at vaccines. We know for the most part they're not available yet for teens and not at all for little kids. You have to be 16 to get the Pfizer, for example, or 18 or older to get Moderna or Johnson & Johnson at this point. When do you think there will be something available for kids and teens?
So there's currently, for the last several months, both Moderna and Pfizer have been running clinical studies to ensure that the vaccines are safe for kids as young as 12. So we expect that emergency use authorization will be given for vaccines for 12 and up, probably sometime by the late summer, July or August. And then Moderna was actually the first company to begin testing a new clinical trial for kids as young as 6 months, so that 6 months to 12 years old. And that probably will not be available until the later part of the year, maybe like December, January, I would guess.
It's so interesting because for parents of especially the youngest kids, there's a lot to kind of weigh here. I mean, knowing that little kids are at much less risk when it comes to COVID-19. This is a very new vaccine. Parents can sometimes already be nervous about the vaccine schedule. So what do you think parents should know when they're trying to sort through all these decisions?
Yeah, I think it's understandable that there's a lot of anxiety around this. And it's very important to be making sure you're getting data from good sources. And parents should look for what the FDA is going to do. By the way, we know from the previous FDA study that these emergency use authorizations are not being granted until there's been testing on tens of thousands of cases. So tens of thousands of kids will have gotten this. So I think parents should talk to other parents, talk to schools, get data from good sources, and get comfortable so that hopefully we'll get a significant number of kids vaccinated either later this year or in early 2022.
All right, let's get a little bit into the healthcare weeds with you here. The LA Times is reporting that California is scaling back its distribution plan with Blue Shield because costs are simply skyrocketing. That's going to give more counties more control over how to divvy up vaccine. Can you tell us what this means for Los Angeles County, for example?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a very confusing system out there right now. The counties basically revolted against the Blue Shield plan. And so you can go to county sites. You can go to if you go to your CVS or your other sites, the non-county run sites are mostly run by Blue Shield affiliates. It's unfortunately for the next month or two, it's going to continue to be confusing. Our prediction is that by Memorial Day or early June, we're going to end up in a situation where there will be wide availability, and the issue will not be one of enough supply of vaccine, but rather a problem of demand and trying to convince those people who are on the fence or who are nervous to actually get vaccinated. So it's going to get a little clearer how to get the vaccine. The question is going to be, how do we get people vaccinated once we get through the people who are enthusiastic and waiting to get vaccinated?
Healthcare in this country, complicated, confusing. I don't know what you mean. All right, Harry Nelson, he's the healthcare attorney. Thank you so much for being here today.
Okay, thanks for having me on.